Hello and welcome to first lecture in 14th chapter of our comprehensive course on AI, ML and DS. Now, in this lecture as such, we want to talk about this advanced data visualization with Matplotlib. So, in previous chapter, we have done this introduction to data visualization with Matplotlib. Of course, it's not written, but we initially start always with Matplotlib because it is very easy. And in Matplotlib, we saw two ways of creating the graphs. One was state-based approach, that is this directly using PLT without creating the fig and AX objects. And one was this approach in which we first create fig and AX object and using PLT.subplots and then develop further plots using this. Now, in this particular second case, the real powerfulness of Matplotlib can be harnessed. And we, at the end of the chapter, saw one very detailed example plotting this kind of graphs in which three products are plotted on same graph paper, but there are also two panels. That means two subplots. Okay. And second thing was percentage change was displayed. Percentage change in monthly sales for each of the product was displayed. Now, for creating this kind of complex graphs, that a state-based approach in which we just directly create PLT dot figure and all those standard steps. We have repeated these steps also many times in previous chapter. So this can give this kind of simple graph, like for example here, okay, a simple graph, but it cannot generate, state-based approach cannot generate such a complex and attractive looking graph. So that much we have already covered. Now we see some advanced features, other advanced features of visualization. Other advanced features means not just fig and AX or the object-oriented approach, but even with the state-based approach also, much more sophisticated graph than such simple graphs can be obtained. So that we want to learn. The whole chapter has three main parts that you can see. Part A, how to add color, legends, labels and titles to the graph. Most of that we have already done in previous chapter. Part B, creating different types of plots like line plot, bar chart, pie chart. Most of that also we have already done in previous chapter, except I think this pie chart. Okay. Then third part, which is slightly something new, that saving the plot in various formats. So that part is a little bit new, but most of the chapter would look like just a revision of previous chapter, maybe 1 or 2 points more. So we will go through this chapter quickly because as I had shown, we have still more chapter, introduction to Seaborn for data visualization, then advanced Seaborn and then interactive visualization using Plotly library. So now this part, how to add colors, legends, labels and titles using this Matplotlib library, correct? So in that case, you can create this kind of discussion that what are the key elements for the customization. Matplotlib allows customization for more clearer and more impactful visual representation of data rather than such a simple bar plot. You can customize. You can adjust the colors, you can add legends, you can provide descriptive labels and titles, you can enhance the readability and effectiveness of your plot. This customization is crucial for tailoring visualization to different audiences and purposes, right? So if someone is showing this graph just to his senior who is also a data scientist, a junior data scientist wants to create a graph and just show as an ad hoc report to senior data scientist, then maybe this much is fine because that is just an ad hoc report and not meant for the end user. And the senior data scientist is also highly trained to view this kind of graphs. So immediately it just puts a glance on this and understands the message. But same graph, when you are creating for your managerial level, CEO level, or maybe VP level, president level people, then at that time you have to make it attractive because they may or may not be technical person. They may be highly qualified management consultants, they have maybe having management degree from Harvard or IIMs, but they are not, they may not be technically qualified. So you have to at that time add some more information. What more information can you add? You can use colors to distinguish between different data groups. For example, these are January, February, March, all months graphs are in same color, okay? But suppose I am giving presentation, then at that time I will have to every time say that February month's sales is increased compared to January month's sales, and see this second bar graph and all that. I have to take my cursor. But if there is a color, say this is a red color and this is blue color, these are other colors, then I can just speak one sentence. Blue graph shows that February month's sales is higher compared to red graph, which is January month's sales. So now you understand that how color, simple adding different colors for each bar, that can add to the succinctness and impact of the presentation, right? Similarly, legends can be added. So it is possible to add different legends. We took one example at a complex this kind of chart. Now when you plot multiple different product sales on same this graph paper, then at that time obviously you have to put some legends like this, that product A is blue color, product B is green, and product C is red, like that. Otherwise it is very difficult to know which is which product, okay, because title says monthly sale for products A, B and C, but which is A, which is B and which is C, unless this legend is provided, it is not clear, right? So that is one thing. And labels and titles, so it is monthly sales for products A, B and C, but that is whether sales is on this axis or month is on this axis. So for that also you have to clearly provide such X label, that sales, and Y label, that is month, like that, okay. So this is something. Now the creation is very simple, and as usual we will create first a synthetic data frame. So suppose this is the month, which is this list. So key is month, and the value is month list, that is all this, okay. Then next key is product A, and the values are this, which are a list of product A, and that is sale of that product in different months. And similarly next column is product B, and this is the sale of product B in different months. And you can create the data frame using standard dictionary first as a data, and using the dictionary in pd.data frame. This we have done so many times that I think now I don't need to speak even. But now then how to plot the graph, then here also I will first hide the code, and I will so meanwhile you also should start thinking about the code, what will be the code line corresponding to this standard steps of creating plot using Matplotlib. So first is creating a figure. So plt.figure, of course for that you have to import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and plt.figure, inside you will pass this argument fig size in small letters, and you will pass a tuple equals to maybe 10, 8 or 15, 12 or whatever length and width, width and height you want to specify, or x and y parameter, okay. Then specify the chart type. So here suppose I am asked the plot bar plot, I think it is no, I have asked the line chart. So plt.plot, and then you specify what line chart is always of something versus something. So what you want to take on x-axis and what you want to take on y-axis. So suppose on x-axis I want to take the month, so df, and then in the quotes month column, and on y-axis I want to take product A, so then df, and then in quotes product A, okay. So that will be there, and some more customization there you can provide, that is for product A you can, so I have that means done this much, these two lines, right? Color is equal to blue, label is equal to product, and marker is equal to O. This much we have done. Same thing, because other product is still left, so I can do this much also, plt.plot, and then sales of product B. This is df sales of month. So x-axis will show month, y-axis will show sales of product B. Color of sales of product B will be green, label will be product B, and markers will be S square brackets, while here marker are oval. And then plt.title, because next step says create a title X label. So plt.title, and you can say monthly sales of product A and product B, something like that. Then plt.x label, so you can write month. plt.y label, so you can write sales. And the legend. Now legend is important because you have to clearly specify that you are plotting two different product sales on same graph paper, so you should clearly specify which color stands for what, okay. And grid, if you want to specify grid, then plt.grid, and in parenthesis you can write true, and finally plt.plot. So this is the simplest way of using Matplotlib. Everywhere we are using plt. Is this a state-based approach or an object-oriented approach? Think for a moment, right? This is state-based approach, correct? This is not object-oriented approach. Object-oriented approach is when we create fig and ax object using plt.subplot, correct? So let us plot this, and both graph papers are obtained this way. When I write plt.legend, title equals product, then Matplotlib automatically adjusts the color of the legend same as the color of the graph. So blue colored graph is for product A, then blue colored legend is for product A, and green colored graph is for product B, then green colored legend is also for product B. And not only that, it will give this title whatever I have written here, product, okay. And not only that much, but whatever customizing markers we have provided, that also it will show in the legend, that product A has oval markers while product B graph has a square marker. So everything is clear, and it is from this graph it is clear that my product A seems to be the star product of my firm, and it always outsells the product B by a huge margin, irrespective of which month you are talking about. Okay, that is first conclusion which I can draw. In January also product B sale is much more, February also product B sale is much more, March also product B sale is much more, April also more, May also more, and June also more. So first conclusion or interpretation is clear. Second interpretation also can be there, that the sales seem to be some kind of seasonal or fluctuating nature. So in January the sales of both A and B start from their minimum value, then they increase abruptly in the February, but they then again drop in the Now March again increase in the April, and that increasing trend continues during March, April, and May. This period, that is March to April and April to May, this 2 months period, the sales of both products tend to increase, and then again from May to June, the sales tend to decrease. So it looks like there is something in these 2 months, February to March, sorry, and these 2 months, that is May to June, which is creating the sales to drop. Right now, we want to that is second interpretation which we have drawn. Third interpretation is that okay, the sales of green, that is product B, always remains less than the product A, blue, but the both are seem to be following similar trend. So that means both products can be put in same kind of basket as far as sales are concerned, because if they are following same trend, and therefore whatever marketing techniques etc. are adopted for product A, same can be adopted for product B also. Then this is the explanation which I have just now described. Okay, so here my part A is completed. Now in next lecture we will do this part B. Here I am trying to keep lectures smaller, because in previous chapter also and in earlier chapter, due to the continuity of the topic, some lectures became very long, but around 20 minutes is ideal period, or maybe around at the most 25 minutes. That is the ideal period, right? So we'll see and meet in next lecture, that is lecture 2, in to handle this part B. Okay, so thank you.